Hello and welcome to Mind Your Business. I'm Stephen Meadows. Today's hidden gem is going to focus on routines. Now, I know not all of us love routine. Not all of us like to have a set schedule or have those solid habits that form our behaviors. But I can tell you from my personal experience that having a routine and being very process-driven has done a lot for my career. It's probably why I enjoy being in operations so much. I really enjoy a process. I want to know that after A comes B and after B comes C, and at the end I'm going to have the result that I'm looking for. I'm a routine person in my personal life as well. Not to the extent that you'd think. I'm not obsessive about certain things. I'm certainly not an exercise routine person, that's for sure. So, for instance, this morning I was making my coffee. And I don't just use a regular coffee machine. I got hooked on a French press, as you guys have probably heard me talk about incessantly. And so a French press, if you don't know, is a very manual way of making coffee. I hand grind my own beans. I have a kettle. I boil the water, all that. It sounds very labor intensive, but trust me, totally worth it. And it's not pretentious. I don't do it to be pretentious. I do it because I really like the flavor. And honestly, for me, part of it is the routine itself. I have the exact same steps every time I make my coffee. I grind the beans with my little hand grinder. I get the kettle boiling. I preheat the carafe with hot water, and I grind the beans for the next day, whatever. So for me, it's very, it's really just a part of my day. It's just like, brushing my teeth or getting dressed or whatever. It's just what I do. And I take a little bit of comfort in that. And so I think some of us have those routines where we take some comfort in just knowing that the process never changes. So in your business, think about ways that you can streamline your operations. Routines can go a long way to increase your productivity and your efficiency. For instance, I'll give you an example. When I sold foreclosures, I was probably in the height. I was probably doing, 5 to 10 listings a week. Where I'd have to put them in the MLS and all that stuff. And it was very time consuming, labor intensive. And so I basically came to realize very quickly that there are certain things that happen every single time. There are certain words that I always use, certain phrases I had to always put into the comments. And so I would have a document where I would just copy and paste the comments that I needed. And I cut down my input time to about 25% of what it usually was. So by simply having a routine, by recognizing there's a process, by recognizing I do the same steps every time, I was able to automate somewhat and make it a much easier, smoother process. So in your business, whatever it is, find those things. It's usually the repetitious tasks. Like, what do I do over and over and over? And can you find ways to trim some time off of that? Or find the things that you enjoy doing that are repetitious, like making my coffee. It's not something that I would trade. Everyone's like, well, just get a coffee machine. I have two. I have a regular coffee machine and I have a Keurig. And I choose every morning to make my own coffee with my French press because I enjoy the process and I enjoy the taste. I enjoy the outcome of the process, and that's what's important. It's the outcome. But for me, those processes, they drive what I do. It's what I do in my job. It's what I do in my life. So I would encourage you to look into some routines. Find ways that you can improve your processes. As always, if you have questions about any of this, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always happy to share some tips and tricks. I'll even help you take a look at your own processes and figure out if there are ways that you can further improve. So that's all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful day and make amazing choices.